Hey guys, if you click on this video, I would guess that you want to know what is it like to work as a programmer. I would share from my personal experience as a self-taught web developer. I changed my career from construction 3 years ago, and it's been almost 3 years that I have still work as a programmer. Currently, I have add up a few responsibility, which I am also doing AI automation. So I would share the good side and also the bad side. So maybe we can start with the good side first. When I land to my first job, the junior front-end web developer, so my task is to do the front-end part of the web development. The good experience that I had, I've no longer have to wear safety boots. Your environment are not dangerous. I mean, because I was a construction worker before, so I would compare with that environment. And yes, every morning I'm able to get free coffee. Previously, I have to learn coding outside of my full-time job. It drains me out because when I get back home and then I have to take a rest for like 1 or 2 hours, and then I need to start hustle and coding. But when I'm working as a programmer full-time, I can double up that effort. So that is the one of the unfair advantage if you able to land a coding job as fast as possible, and then you are surrounding yourself with experienced coder like mindset. You can learn hands-on how other smart coder are structuring their code. For me, the thing that I found very interesting is how they solve that specific problem where I myself couldn't foresee the issue, but you able to learn hands-on like how they troubleshoot a specific problem. You can observe other programmer do troubleshooting step by step how to tackle this issue. This is something that you will never learn if you learn how to code yourself, but you can only learn this if you able to surround yourself with real programmers, real talented programmers in a real working situation. Thing is that you are able to get exposed the software development lifecycle. If you learn by yourself how to code, you only learn the way you wanted to learn, or you will only learn how to build an application of or software based on the video tutorial that you watch online, based on that particular online guru, right? But when you work in a real job, the way we build application are totally different. There are DevOps involved. For example, when I learn how to code, I always push my changes into GitHub. But when you are working in a certain company, you will realize that GitHub is not the only control version that you use, and you will learn a lot of stuff. Sometimes when you do hands-on on a real job, you'll also be exposed to some newest technology and information that are people using out there. I think this is my most favorite one, is you able to meet various people from different background, not just another programmer, but you will engage with someone like product owner, and you will understand the way that they handle their job. You will engage with the marketing team, and also you're able to engage with infrastructure engineer, for example, like DevOps and cloud engineer, and you will understand and learn about how infrastructure work. These are the things that you're able to learn and engage if you're working in a real job as a programmer. That's why I keep advising that you do not need to learn everything. Learn just enough and start applying for jobs, because you will learn on the job. So now the bad stuff. I am a person who don't really care about what programming language, and I don't really passion about to learn programming to the deepest level. And I'm not a person who love to learn all the tech stack that available in the world. My passion is that I want to utilize this coding skill to build things that I want to build something from nothing, to make something becomes reality from nothing. These are my passion. The seniors at that company at that time, I felt that he lacked of the right leadership experience. He will not sit beside you and go through the issues, but instead he will just keep asking you, when is this going to settle? When is this going to settle? Instead of he really guide me, I'm talking about 3 years ago. Instead of he guiding me on how to troubleshoot, but he's just asking me, when are you going to solve this? Because I don't really care about what's the problem. I just want things to be done. From this takeaway, these are the things that you will face as well if you are hired by a company that lack of leadership. So you might face these issues, and it's going to drain the mental out of you, because you stuck. You have Google, you have tried everything, but you couldn't solve it, and your leaders are not playing the role as a leader to help you. So then you stuck in between. I thought that all programmers are like me, meaning they are very creative, they're optimistic, they love to build, even though it's not during working hour, but they are building on a side. As far as my experience working in a 3 tech company, I think I'm confident enough to generalize that most programmers are not extrovert. Most of programmers are introvert. They just rather to stay silent and do less talking. And I thought maybe, okay, during work, acting like this because you want to focus during working time, and that's normal because I've done that as well. But even during lunchtime, they still maintain that introvert character. So these are the things that you have to take note if you are an extrovert like myself. There are other stuff that I would say quite critical for you guys to be aware if you want work in a tech industry. Is a crunch issue. If you work in a tech company, there's a concept of sprint, okay, where they want you to really focus building based on the ticket tasks that they're given to you to complete a certain module or features in a certain days. I give you an example. Like my case, I have a 2-week sprint of building a module as a team, and each person have a separate module to complete. I'm not going to generalize this, but this is based on my personal experience, and it could be happens to you, it could be not, because it might happen to you guys that they will ask you to work late hours, and in my case, it's not even been paid. It's not even took as an overtime fees. So you just work more than 8 hours for free. I mean, because at that time I'm still in a learning mode, so I'm willing to sacrifice my time to learn as much as possible. I realize that sometimes it's too much because they even disturb you during the weekend. It's not just that, they even though you have taken your leave, they even disturb you on your leave that you have applied months ago. In a previous industry that I've worked, like construction, I would say we are even worse condition because we work in a very dangerous condition and environment. In the same time, we are even work on a night shift and also on the weekend. But the biggest difference is every hours count. If we work on a weekend, we get paid on an hourly basis, and it's going to sometimes double or triple from the normal hour. We get paid luxuriously. That's why we are motivated to work at night, on a weekend. But in the tech world, I'm not sure, because I live in Southeast Asia. I'm not sure, is it a norm here for a white collar job to ask people to work overtime and didn't compensate their man hours? It's quite alarming, I would say. If you are like me, like a person who would like to rebel, you just by default, you don't like to be told what time to go to lunch. You don't like to be evaluated by somebody that not even engage with you on a daily basis to determine how much increment of your salary that you're going to get by the end of the year. In my case, I do face these issues where I feel uncomfortable, where why do I need to apply for a leave that were actually been given to me like if you were given numbers of days of annual leave, I mean, like, I don't understand why it need to be approved. In the corporate world, they need to manage their resources, because if everyone would take leave on the same time, then who's going to run the company? You have given me a right to take leave 24 days in a year. I would take it however I like. And why somebody who are not engaging with me on a daily basis would evaluate me to determine how much increment that I would get by the end of the year? I believe that a lot of white collar worker also affected by this, but they just accept it. But I choose to be outspoken and let you know in this video that I don't like it. We are also been given a numbers of emergency leave. Over here we call EL. And emergency leave are only for emergency. For example, you have a car accident, broke your ankle. That is when you are supposed to take an emergency leave. But I noticed for the first time last year that my colleague planned their emergency leave, and I asked them, like, I don't know that emergency leave can be planned, meaning that they will forge a false document to prove that they are on emergency. They even paid for it. They will plan, okay, next month I will take 2 emergency leave. On July, I will take 1 emergency leave. They are so desperate that they cannot control their life, and they have to take a further step to gamify the system. For me, it's like, what kind of life is this? You have to plan your emergency leave. Like, what kind of life is this, bro? At the current job that I'm working full time with a company based in Hong Kong. So I'm working full remote. And because I just want to do my job. I don't want to engage with the wrong circle. I don't want to get corrupted by the wrong environment. So I can just focus on the job. Once the clocks end, it ends. These are the reason why I choose to start doing my own startup as a solopreneur. Then I can quit my 9 to 5 and start making money independently and start building the things that I'm passionate about, because I have a skill that allows me to build something from nothing. And I'm also building my 5th startup, which is a platform where solopreneurs can gather and help each other either on mentorship and making money. A few other advantages that I forgot to mention earlier, that you're able to work remotely, you're able to make an income that above average than other careers. Even though after all the bad experience that I have shared with you guys, don't stop, because if somehow after a certain period of years that you have worked with a tech company, you have the opportunity to start your own and make your own product. I will share with you as I go through this journey, because I am learning this as well. If you like this video, please do share, like, and subscribe. And if you want to check out what products that I've built so far, you can check in my bio. If you want to learn the fastest way to land your job as a programmer, please subscribe to my newsletter. I provide a free ebook on how to land a web developer job. Thank you. I'll see you again in the next video. Keep coding. Ciao.